All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Stay Creative, the show that helps positive people stay creative during this crazy quarantine time. Our next guest is Nicole Drake. Yay, let's hear for Nicole. She is a life coach, and she's going to tell us all about how to stay organized during this crazy time. Welcome to the show, Nicole. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. So good to see you again after all these years.
Oh, everyone said that after all these years. Well, this is a great show to help me reconnect with all the creative people in my life, and you are definitely one of them. So let's get right down to the questions. So what are you doing to stay actually creative as possible during this quarantine time?
Well, I would have to say the quarantine is like the perfect time to organize your closet and pretty much your life and all the things that, you know, we tend to distract ourselves with when the world was before the quarantine. We had many distractions, and now when we're at home, it's time to really go deeper, go inward, and cleaning the closet and getting organized in your own home, believe it or not, has a big influence on, I guess, decluttering your space, decluttering your mind. It helps you really see some of the things that you tend to ignore otherwise. So it's a deep cleansing is how I see it.
So how does this work? So like now, tell me a little bit beforehand, before quarantine, before COVID-19, you would go to people's homes, you would help them physically declutter, but now you can't do that. So are you virtually doing that?
Yes.
Get into that a little.
Okay. So I'll do like the initial consultation where I'll talk to them on the phone, get to know them, kind of see what their personality is like and what their goal is. And then we'll set up a video chat call, and we'll go through their closet, and we'll start by, we'll make like 3 piles, a recycle pile or a donate pile, and then one where they like alteration pile, and then a keep pile. Because like a lot of times what I really get to know somebody like by walking through their closet or even through video, you can see the people that really hold on to old things in the past, like it's really hard to get rid of that white stained shirt. Like, I understand there's some things that are sentimental, like, you receive something from someone like a grandparent, or it's an heirloom or whatever it may be, but there are certain things that we have a hard time letting go of. So it's really a process. It's a deep, like I said, you really get to know somebody when you go through their closet. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I can imagine. You got some more stories for us? What are some of the craziest things you find in a closet?
Well, I mean, really, like, it's just like the way people, like, how do they, I can save you so much time and money just by like walking in a closet. You can't, it takes hours to find something to wear when you have piles and you can't find what you're looking for. It's getting organized, getting these organizers, having your socks in one place, your undergarments in another, and then just having shirts. I color code everything. I like to color code.
Wow.
Yes, and
next level.
Yeah. So I'm a pretty organized, like a neat freak myself. So this is perfect for me. And I love empowering people, and I love like just seeing people bloom from, like, I tell you, when you look good, you feel better. It's like they're hand in hand, because what you wear will have the power to visually express what you can't verbally. It took years to find myself in that way.
Well, I'm glad you did. So I wanted to tell you, this particular studio, you can't really tell because these walls are blocking it, but behind this is a bunch of crates, audio equipment, production equipment, memorabilia, and like, it's definitely very funny that you're saying that, because I think I need someone back here to help me declutter this whole place and just make it really tight and refined. It's just, unfortunately, this particular room is like 3 or 4 different multi-purpose, has different things. It's a studio, it's like a workshop, it's too many things at once. So what advice would you give me? I know you haven't seen it, but what advice would you give me, like, first off?
Well, what is one thing you want to focus on? I would just focus on one, like the memorabilia or the whatever tools you have, but what would you like to focus on first? Because I think what it's a part of like maybe memories. I don't know, what is it that you're feeling in this quarantine would help you?
Well, I think specifically, like, this has been designed to be a TV studio. I kind of originally had it as my office, but because of the quarantine times, I had to, move all my office into this place so that I could broadcast. And it also used to be a spare bedroom. It's a laundry room. It's like 3 or 4 different things. So just once I moved these walls, the thing is we had a huge garage, and then it all got consolidated into this room because we got a bigger house, but we lost the garage, big garage space. So that was the hard challenge just right off the bat.
Well, I know for sure start in a small area, because like otherwise we get so overwhelmed. It's like starting with one thing and then, just focusing on that. One area of the room. But all I know is that like when I make my bed in the morning, it changes my whole day, because if I have to look at a messy room, it's just like there's something about decluttering your space that really helps declutter the mind as well. It brings clarity, and I'm very much a big believer in that. I've seen, like I said, I can walk into a closet and I can read somebody's vibe. I'm very intuitive that way, and that's where the work starts. So
it's interesting because like even the background of where you are, it looks so minimalist. It's very clean. Nothing like you have just a couple pieces of furniture and a TV, and that's it. It's like I think there's more things here than in the back of your room right there. So that just you walk the walk. So that's pretty cool. So tell me, during this segment right now, what I do is I have our guests actually speak to the audience and try to motivate them to be creative during this time. So I'd like you to do that if you could.
Okay. So I guess what I would say is that, like I said, style is very much a misunderstood word. So what we forget that the clothing that we wear, it has a practical impact as well as psychological, social, and emotional. So for starters, I would just start looking at like maybe making like a vision board. A vision board is just like where you look through magazines or on the internet, or Pinterest is a great place to do a vision board and really pick out styles that you like or that you find that represent you, and start putting those on a vision board and start seeing that. It's all about manifesting. Manifesting it starts with like having the vision, meditating, visualizing it. So I would say start with that, and then go through your closet. And I can help you with that too, like through a video call, where a lot of people are wearing clothes that are too big, too small, or they're like, I'll wear this someday. But let's let go of all those things, get rid of them, let somebody else appreciate and wear that if it's been sitting in your closet for even more than 5 years, or even less than that. But I just say, hey, I'm here to help you find yourself again if you need that, or when you're at home, help yourself. When you're living with somebody, some of the I find that the biggest arguments end up being over messy. This person's messy, and I can't. It's all about just organizing. And like I said, I have a book actually that I co-wrote when I had a style business years ago, and it's called The Ultimate Guide to Style from Drab to Fab here. And sorry if you can see that. And there is there's like there's a list on how you can go through your closet, and it has so many chapters in there. A chapter on body shape, how to figure out what colors are good for your skin tone. And just how to dress for your overall lifestyle, so it's.
So I was going to tell you, actually, when everything started with COVID-19, it was crazy because I didn't know if we had to like hunker down and leave Los Angeles. And so we filled up my car with all the essentials, and it was actually kind of scary. And it was really a good eye opener because I realized like most of the stuff that I have in the house, I didn't need. And I was just really paring it down. I told my family, I said, you have 2 outfits. That's it. And they have to be dark clothes, no logo, practical shoes, like no like slippers. You need hiking boots. Cause I thought we were going to like be in some, some cabin in the woods. Like we had to like get down to that. And it was really weird because all this stuff I've been collecting over the years, it's just useless. It made no sense to have. It wasn't practical.
We really don't need a lot. I mean, really, it's all about what's inside anyway. I always say what's within you is going to be without as well. We all perceive the world with what's in our heart. So I say, you know, and another thing I like to say, you know, really focus on like what your personality is. If you're very vibrant, wear colorful clothes, and you know, dark clothes will tend to it sometimes brings down your vibe though, black. And so I used to wear it a lot because it was a very easy mix and match. I could wear a lot of different things with it. But now I'm trying to focus more on colors because I do find that our energy does change.
All right, Nicole, my last question for you is, where can our audience find you online?
Okay, so I have Alchemy with Nicole, which is on Instagram, and that's my business page. And then I have Nicole.l.drake, and that's more personal. And then I have my personal website, which is NicoleDrake.com.
And then your book. Tell us about your book. What's it called?
It's called The Ultimate Guide to Style from Drab to Fab. And
where can they get it?
You can find that on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. It's out there. It's been there. Yeah, it's a great book.
Out there.
It's more for women, but we do have a chapter for men. So, but it's got everything you need, and it's funny. It's very comedic because my previous business partner, she was a comedian. We met in the film business. We actually were on a film together, and that's how it all started. So.
All right, so if you guys want to be creative and you want to meet a community of people, go to spygamestudios.com, because this is the place where all of us can get together. If you need to make a TV show, market your next brand, put together a book, all those things we can help you with. All right, contact us. And then the other great thing is maybe you can collaborate here with Nicole too. She's very creative and she's part of our team. She's been with us for a long time doing some crazy adventures. So once again, Nicole, thank you so much for being on our show. It's been a pleasure having you. And definitely I look forward to seeing all the great things that you have in store down the road.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.